in unspent COVID funds coming back to the Treasury from the CARES Act. Billions we're collecting dust in these coffers, in the state coffers. We've asked for that money back to return to the Department of Treasury. We saved $250 million.
Want to try Ozempic?
So this is tirzepatide, and it is the number.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, it doesn't let me skip it.
That we surpassed that in the Department of Labor. Out of our 14,000 federal employees, 3,000 have taken the DRP, and we offered it again. So over 21% have taken that offer, and we'll keep our critical workforce, MSHA, OSHA, and wage and hour, and make sure our workers stay safe. So with your leadership, Mr. President, I couldn't be more honored to serve. I know we were probably the last to know each other, but we're getting to know each other well, and the team that you have assembled is really an honor to serve with. So thank you, Mr. President.
Doing great. Thank you very much. Chris, please.
Mr. President, you ran on unleashing American energy, and 100 days have shown the tremendous impacts that can arise from the unleashing you have enabled. I'll hit a few highlights.
Energy's been
Number
down.
one, oil, gasoline, and diesel prices are the lowest they've been in years. How does that happen in 100 days? That's a messaging. Your message that we're pro-energy. We're not against energy, we're for it. That sends a message to the marketplace that supply is easier to grow now and supply will be coming, and that's already led to tremendous savings for American consumers across the country. And we need not only more affordable energy, but we need a lot more energy. Want to highlight, I think a couple of us have touched on, is AI. This is a new, emerging, critical industry that's very energy intensive.
It uses a lot of energy.
It is not acceptable for the United States to not be the leader in AI. We must win the AI race and lead in that, and that's going to take a lot more energy. If you had not won election, we would not have won the AI race. Full stop.
We sure
Energy would not have been there to enable us to win. Reshoring of manufacturing. These trillions of dollars you let off with, it's going to come back to our country to make chips, to make steel,
thumbs up
to make
if you think Trump's been doing a
to
good
make
job,
artificial
by the way.
intelligence, to make all of these industries we've outsourced. That's only going to be possible with way more American energy. But we have that energy. We have those resources. We have those businesses. We have those capitalists. We just need to stop standing in the way of them and follow the lead you've set, which is to enable them, not to subsidize them, not to help them, to enable them to invest American money and create American jobs here. Regarding our balance of trade, the second largest export of the United States is liquefied natural gas. Second fastest. In the next few years, it'll be our largest export in our country. But yet, 18 months ago, the Biden administration had said, we're going to stop issuing permits for new LNG export terminals.
Yeah, that
That's just
Jagoff
nuts.
sure did say
That's
that.
a great
That is
competitive
nuts.
advantage we have. Huge balance of trade driver, a huge industry just coiled and ready to go. I just came back from Poland last night. They are thrilled that America's back in business again and that the rest of Europe can get off of Russian energy and can enable their own economic growth with secure, reliable, affordable energy from the United States. Also,
even
witnessed the
Poland
signing
loves
ceremony
Trump.
for a deal between two large American businesses to build a huge nuclear power plant in northeastern Poland. The first of this design built in Europe. It'll be the first of many. I spoke with many other nations over there. They want to buy more American gas. They want to get American technology. They want to have a partnership with us. And they shared the message I delivered to Europe in my keynote remarks is that unleashing energy is the way you make your society safer, more prosperous, more free, and that these sort of over-the-top climate alarmism doesn't do anything to help the environment of our world, but it does impoverish people, it does reduce the security of your nation, and it makes you weaker. Well, think that's a constant message many of us around this table have brought to Europe. We want our friends in Europe standing up again and leaning in. A lot great is happening under your leadership. We're unleashing consumer products that Americans wanted to buy that Biden was making illegal. I'll be in Georgia on Friday. Nice manufacturing
Fuck
plant.
Joe Biden.
Tankless natural gas water heaters. Incredibly popular product. They almost became illegal. The return of common
That's
sense
crazy.
is incredibly welcome across this country, across the world. And back to Elon, that extra thing, we're going to deliver all of this with less people, less money, less burden on the U.S. taxpayers. Not smaller departments and smaller services, better, more thoughtful services done more efficiently.
Hello?
And smarter. The way you'd have to run a business. We've got to get our fiscal house in order, and you and the people around this table are making it happen. Thank you, Mr. President. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you very much. Please.
Mr. President, you are 100% correct. The border is
Yes.
99.99% safe, under control. You have completely reversed the entire situation. In fact, the day before yesterday,
Yeah,
I was
we're
down
gonna
in El
pause the
Paso,
live stream in
and
a
those
second.
Border
We'll be
Patrol
right back.
agents are so impacted by how you've changed things in a year. They have put up huge pictures that say, under the Biden administration, the mobs of people that were pushing through razor wire and them around because
Picking
you
up where we
forced them.
left off.
So those are all people that never even came here because they got the message because you were so aggressive. So thank you for what you're doing. And every day we get to get up and do jobs that matter, and we appreciate that. Oh, Tom's a great messenger for us. He just, yeah, he's hardcore. Yeah, thank you.
He is hard.
Yeah, he is.
Mr. President, it's such an honor to serve in this administration on behalf of Main Street America for our 34 million small businesses that make up 99% of all businesses in this great nation. I have to tell you, under your leadership, Main Street is open for business again. They're thriving and they're investing. And the data that we have at the Small Business Administration, the loans that we're putting out, a record 26,000 loans in your first 100 days means that 2,000 small businesses each week are receiving that funding, that investment in the future. Small businesses create 2 out of every 3 new jobs in this country, and we've already seen under your leadership the jobs economy is back, manufacturing jobs are back. We've seen a 38% increase in manufacturing loans. We put out 1,500 manufacturing loans in your first 100 days. We saw startups increase by 54%, and we saw businesses under 5 people increase by 95%. So your leadership on the economy matters to every region of this great nation. I'll tell you on the manufacturing front, I'm not on a national manufacturing all
I'm a
these
guy.
essentials that this nation needs to be independent and strong. And to that end, I'm working with Congress. We'll be announcing tomorrow an upsizing of our manufacturing loans to make sure that that economic engine, because 98% of all manufacturers are small businesses. It's incredible to walk through these factories that are really creating what you had in your first administration.
Say it again. Yep. Yeah, that's correct. No, that's it.
So the pipes guess that my
Thank you. Bye. And the radio was tweaking. Picking up where we left off.
Well, Mr. President, you know, they say I wear a lot of hats. That's true. Even my hat
wearing his hat? Has a hat? He is wearing two hats. Is he? Elon does have two hats on.
The American people voted for secure borders, safe cities, and sensible spending. And that's what they've got. A tremendous amount has been accomplished in the first 100 days. As everyone has said, it's more than has been accomplished in any administration before, ever, period. This portends very well for what will happen for the rest of the administration. I think this could be the greatest administration on your country.
We all want to thank you for your, you really have to.
Looks like that guy at the front of the line got released from jail. The other two looks like COs.
Which is not great, it could be better.
But you have been treated unfairly, but the vast majority of people in this country really respect and appreciate you, and this whole room can say that very strongly. You really
I appreciate
you,
you, lad.
opened up a lot of eyes as to
I'm
what
just
can be
not a
done.
big fan of
And we just want to
electric
thank you very
cars.
much. And you're invited to stay as long as you want. At some point, I guess he wants to get back home to his cars and his
Plus Elon.
He's done an incredible job. $150 billion. Think of this. Yeah, 160. They said, oh, it could have been more.
Oh, you see that white bus on the
A
left?
lot of
That's a
stuff
jail
is being
bus.
worked on. That number could be doubled and even tripled. A lot of things are being worked on. That
It
we
was
don't
probably
have
in
yet
camera
because
view
it's
right
not quite
before I
there,
said
but
it, so you'd have to
you've done
rewind
a
it to see
fantastic
it.
job, and we appreciate it very much. You know
Thank you.
that.
It's just an honor to work with your incredible talent. I just like to say thank you, everyone, for it's great to work with you.
I wish he would stay doing his thing.
Congratulations on this truly historic days of your administration. Really only made possible by your focused leadership on delivering the mandate the American people gave you. You've empowered all of us to deliver that mandate. And I'm grateful to have the privilege of leading the intelligence community towards ending the.
Oh, I got that video I got uploaded. Cheap gas.
Gone on for far too long.
I found the cheapest gas station
Building out what is truly a lean and agile.
I found the cheapest gas station in the entire Chicagoland area. It's cheaper than DuPage County even. The cheap gas, $3.10 or $3.06 a gallon for the cheapest gas. I'm gonna upload the video a little later today. It's a Shell. And it's actually, I think, right on the border. I don't know if it's in Cook County or McCook County.
Those terrorists and gang members who are trying to enter our country through legal or illegal means, and to seek out those who already are here in our country because of the Biden administration's 4 years of open borders. We've been working very
Open
closely
borders,
with
bullshit.
your great Attorney General's team at the DEA to get these known cartels into our systems, to be able to stop them at the border, and turning over names to Department of Homeland Security and the FBI to be able to find those who are already here in our country. Just the other day, we found 700 alien terrorists who have ties to MS-13
God damn.
from the Aragua and the Sinaloa cartel. Just yesterday, our NCTC identified almost 600 individuals with ties to other terrorists who came through our borders illegally, claimed asylum, and under the Biden administration were paroled here within our borders. Secondly, Mr.
Yeah, those
President,
Ringo green cards
like
should
too many
be made
organizations in the federal
invalid.
government, the ODNI has become very bloated with too much waste and abuse going on within
sure
the organization. We've done a few immediate steps. We are doing more. The ODNI is 25% smaller and more lean today than it was when I walked in the door and when you took office. Secondly, we have just this morning actually shut down a human capital office. As soon as you issued the executive order to stop all DEI activities, we did that, shut down the DEI office. We discovered this human capital office that was essentially
They're fixing
slush
this,
fund
but
for
they can't
DEI
fix the
initiatives,
goddamn roads?
hidden under the guise of human capital that closed down this morning, saving taxpayers $150 million. We'll soon be announcing an additional $2.6 billion in savings on other programs and contracts that do nothing to ensure our national security interests. And lastly, we're working every day to hold the deep state accountable, to end the politicization, weaponization of the intelligence community. This past week, I sent 3 criminal referrals for illegal and unauthorized leaks to the media of classified intelligence for prosecution. We have 11 more that are under investigation. We've revoked, at your direction, 67 security clearances, and we continue the work of declassifying documents, as we have already around JFK assassination. We have more coming for the assassination of Bobby's father, Senator Kennedy, and MLK assassination. And we continue our extensive
That's a nice
investigations
Oldsmobile.
around
I think that was an
exposing
Oldsmobile, that red
the
car.
very serious issues we have related to election integrity, illegal abuses of FISA.
Through HIMSS, hundreds of thousands of guys are finding
ability the American people deserve. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Lee?
Mr. President, at the Biden EPA, the Green New Deal was raging. At
Yeah.
the
For
Biden
real.
EPA,
Fuck Biden.
we saw billions of tax dollars burning.
Yeah, we sure
At
did.
the
On
Biden EPA, we
immigrants.
saw industries suffocating.
Not even on our own people.
But at the Trump EPA, the Green New Deal is dead.
Good. Yeah.
At the
Fuck
Trump
that.
EPA,
Good job,
we
Trump.
know that we can both protect the environment and grow the economy. I have 13 pages of
And get the price of
accomplishments from our
energy
first
down.
100 days in here, and in it, part of it is 100 environmental accomplishments at the Trump EPA. You don't have to take my word for it. We released it to the media this morning. Every single day that President Trump is in this office, there will be a major environmental accomplishment every single day of the Trump administration. At the Trump EPA, we're also launching what is the largest deregulatory action in the history of the country. We're going to be giving our director of the OMB a whole
there's
lot
the
of
Hornet.
work because we inherited a big mess from the Biden EPA.
You guys sure did.
Elon and Doge have canceled now $22 billion worth of grants.
Good.
Now today is a special day for many reasons. The biggest reason why we're here is that this is the most consequential, historic first 100 days in the history of this country. Today, while we're here, the House of Representatives is voting on Congressional Review Act bills, considering the EPA waivers that were given
They
to
need to
California's
fucking make an
Health
order to
Commission,
fix these
where
goddamn
California set
potholes.
their own standards. But there should be one national standard, and right now, Congress on the House side is going to be voting on that today. On a personal note, while this is a bit outside of the EPA jurisdiction, today is my last day serving in the United States Army. And I first signed up towards the end of the 90s. And I've had a chance to see a lot of national security teams over the course of the last 27 years. There has never been a national security team ever assembled that had the backs of our warriors like this national security team right now. And we have never had a president so deeply committed towards ending foreign wars instead of starting new ones.
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
a reason, Mr. Vice President, why everyone is racing to join our Department of Defense.
George
We have a
Bush.
Secretary of Defense who, with all due respect to our great president, would probably rather be swimming with Navy SEALs right now, be running somewhere in the Middle East with our service members. And from our Secretary of Defense to our Secretary of State, our Vice President, and more. I just want to say thank you as a veteran of our military for assembling what is the greatest national security team that I have ever seen in my 27 years associated with the United States Army.
Has Pete signed off on his retirement leave? Welcome to the with me. Thank you for your service.
You're doing a fantastic job. We appreciate it very much. So,
Well, Mr. President, I don't think I have ever worked so hard to try to fire myself. We're certainly making great strides in that. We've reduced the folks over at the Department of Education by about 50% now through our RIF program. And so we've closed a lot of the district offices, consolidated, so there are a lot fewer people working a lot more efficiently in the Department of Education. commissioners of education in every state, and I was at a meeting with them not too long ago for not only our states but our territories. They are thrilled with the opportunity now to be able to have more control over the education in their states, to get rid of a lot of the red tape and regulation that's kept them from doing what they're doing. So we're seeing, I think, great improvements. We'll see test scores. I believe it'll take a bit for them to be able to go up, but I think now that they're going to have the opportunity to put in their own programs, we'll see that grow. At the same time, we've been focused on higher education for our universities. We've returned proper enforcement of Title IX protections to schools. We have stopped funding to Columbia, for instance, and some other schools for not only Title IX but Title VI infractions. And those are moving along. I think we've brought people to the table. They know that you're serious. You meant what you said. They're going to make changes. They're making their campuses safer again. Anti-Semitism was just out of control in many of our universities. And so some tried to, in fact, Harvard is sued, and they're saying that it's, First Amendment infraction. No, this is civil rights, safety on our campuses for our young students, who are there. And with Pam's help and the task force that we formed with HHS, with GSA, with other agencies, we're going to make sure that our campuses are safe. And so there's a lot of good work going on. I think one of the biggest things, you'll be very happy to hear this, Mr. Vogt, that we are putting back into place collecting on our student loans that have been delinquent since March of 2020. Been no effort to recollect on those loans. So as of May 5th, the letter goes out that the loan recollection is beginning again. So for those people who have borrowed money and have not been paid, that's just not to be punitive. There are many ways that they can go online to understand how they can get back into the right payment structure, because when they're in default, they can't buy a house, they can't buy a car because their credit scores are down. So it's helpful to them as well as to get this money back into the country. I mean, with $60 billion increased student loan debt since 2020. And in total, we've got almost $1.7 trillion in student debt. So we're gonna start getting it back. And Scott and his team have been incredibly helpful. We appreciate that so very, very much. And so a lot's going on at the department. And what I would really like, as I'm firing myself,
as I'm firing myself,
as the
why is she firing herself?
President, because of the best in practice systems that we want to put in every state to incorporate AI, so that we are training.
He could get right on the train in his tent.
We can't do it with the infrastructure.
What if he ever gets fucked within that tent?
So we have to be working on that at the same time. So we're going to be doing that. So thank you for your charge to elevate education so that we are providing for every student access to excellent education. Thank you, sir.
What's going on with Harvard and some of these colleges that are taking vast amounts of money, who also have vast amounts? They've got $52 billion and really scamming the public and hiring people like de Blasio and Lori Lightfoot. Certainly two of the worst mayors in the history of the country, paying them a fortune.
Let's Go Brandon is worse than Lori Lightfoot.
Having them teach our children how to manage cities and how to manage government. What's the
what about Let's Go Brandon of Chicago? Brandon Johnson. That mayor is fucking us up.
With them when we went back to them to say we welcome them back to the negotiating table. Their response was a lawsuit. So Pam and her team are helping work with that, and I am enjoying the fact not only am I firing myself.
Let's see what this is.
With this 4-season tent, you can get outside.
There's ads playing.
In 2025, U.S. corn exports to China fell 29% year over year, according to the USDA's latest Foreign Agricultural Service Bulletin.
Oh, damn, they got
Simultaneously, China finalized a 3-year corn import agreement with Brazil's CONAB agency, covering up to 9 million tons annually. This agreement is worth an estimated $2.66 billion, as reported by Reuters.
To do with all those trucks being there with
This
that
isn't
Made
an
in
isolated
America
incident.
again.
In March, China's state grain reserve auctioned off 1.2 million tons of U.S. corn, citing
China
price
cancels
instability and
all
strategic
U.S.
rebalancing.
soybean orders. 14
Industry
billion is
insiders
wiped out.
argue that the real issue is trust. Escalating tariffs and politicized export controls, Beijing sees American agriculture.
What was this?
For decades,
this is today.
they've been trying to save this facility. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just recently, because I heard about it recently from some people, including your governor, who has done a very good job. She came to see me. That's the reason she came to see me, by the way, to save Selfridge. And it's very effective,
Oh,
along
what's
with
up, Rascal? Up to no good?
some
How
of the
you
other
doing?
politicians
What
and some of
up?
the military people. They love this place. They love what it stands for, all the victories they've had here over the years. So I want to thank Governor Gretchen Whitmer for bringing it also to our attention
Fucking
very
paddles.
strongly. And you know, I'm not supposed to do that. She's a Democrat. They say, don't do that. Don't have her here. I said, no, she's going to be here. She's done a very good job, frankly, and she was very much involved with the Republicans. They worked together on saving it, and it was not easy. So I want to thank you very much, Gretchen. Good job. Thank you. Michigan House Speaker Matt Hall worked with Gretchen and everybody else. Thank you, Matt. Great job you're doing, too. John James, as you know, is right now working on the great, big, beautiful deal. I said, do me a favor, John, just stay back there and let's get your vote. Let's not worry about this today. But John was fantastic, as were all of the other representatives that you have that are right now in Congress working very, very, very hard, actually. And Michigan Senate Republican leader Eric Nesbitt. Thank you very much, Eric. Thank you very much. Great job. Done a great job. But I want to thank all of the people that I just mentioned, but in particular, when I look at the House members, they have been calling me all the time. So we got to get it done. And they worked along with Gretchen and some others. And you're going to be very happy with what I have to say right now. I also want to thank Michigan's tremendous Republican delegation, the whole delegation, the whole state, because they're back in Washington and they're helping our congressman and they're helping us get the votes that we need, because I think if we get it, we have the biggest tax cut in history, and if we don't get it, you have the biggest tax increase. And for that, I will blame the Democrats, because we probably won't get any votes from Democrats. Only, not for any reason other than we're Republicans, and the Democrats tend not to vote anytime we vote. It's the whole thing is so crazy. But it'll be the biggest tax increase in history if we don't get it. And that's why the Republicans can do it, but they have to stick together, and I think they are, from what I understand, really sticking together. I want to thank also Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, and John Thune, leader John Thune. They have been working together, and with the senators and the Congress, men and women, and I think they've got something that's really, it's big league, and it's very important. The biggest bill ever, if we get it done, and I think we will. For decades, Selfridge Air National Guard Base has stood as a crucial pillar of North American air defense, just 20 miles north of Detroit, where you're going to have a lot of car factories opening very soon, by the way, I might add.
Detroit's coming
With
back.
access to the largest military airspace complex east of the Mississippi, Selfridge is tightly integrated with the National All-Domain Warfighting Center. This airfield saw its first military takeoff all the way back in 1917. Can you believe that? Wow, wouldn't that have been a shame to close this great history for something else that wouldn't be as good? The Tuskegee Airmen trained here during World War II, and generations of Michigan patriots have served here with great distinction. Unfortunately, that proud legacy was put at risk by the retirement of the key aircraft based here, in particular the A-10 Thunderbolt II Warthog, which I hear is an incredible plane. I hear is an incredible plane. It's too bad. It's a long time it's been up there. I said, why don't we save it? I actually said that last time, and we did save it. I said that in my last term, and we did save it, but now it's coming to an end. but I hear the Warthog is incredible. We have support aircraft and also the KC-35 strata tankers. In recent years, many in Michigan have feared for the future of the base. They've been calling everybody, but the only one that mattered was Trump. They called Trump and we got it done, which represents $850 million in economic impact across the state of Michigan, and probably it could be much more than that as we expand it out, and creates thousands and thousands of good and important jobs, both in the military and civilian jobs. So Gretchen, that's a big economic, you're not going to have too many economic development jobs like that. It's great. But today I've come in person to lay to rest any doubts about Selfridge's future and the vital role it'll play in our national defense. As Commander-in-Chief, I'm proud to announce that very soon we will replace the retiring A-10 Warthogs with 21 brand new F-15EX Eagle II fighter jets, the best in the world, fresh off the line. Brand new. And they have an expression, you know what that means, fresh off the line. That means they are brand new. They've never been anywhere. This is where they're going to be for a long time. And I saw one of them flew over my head and I said, what the hell is that? That plane has serious power. So this is the best there is anywhere in the world. The F-15EX Eagle II. This will keep Selfridge at the cutting edge of Northern American air power. My administration will also continue with plans to replace the outgoing KC-135s and KC-46 Pegasus aircraft to continue that important refueling mission. And they'll be restocked with brand new top-of-the-line refuelers. For generations, the men and women of Selfridge have always been here, and they've always been for us. Whether you're Republican or you're Democrat, they've always been for us. They've been for America. And under the Trump administration, we're going to be there for you.
Life's little joys sometimes come with big flavor, like our Colby Jack Pub Burger, bagged for a limited time with fresh beef, Wisconsin Colby Jack cheese, crispy onions, and zesty A1 pepper mayo. Get it before it's gone at Culver's.
Hey, what's that there? Looks like Arturo's. Go get your tacos from there, or whatever. Tamales, whatever you like. You got good shit there. And they've been there a long time. They've been there like over 40 years.
Hold on to those jobs. Don't leave that job. Who would have thought? Because prior to November 5th, which is Election Day, I was hearing that recruitment was so bad, it was so impossible, it was hard to get people. And this goes not only for the armed forces, for the police, for firemen. People are proud of our country again. Big difference. But we had the worst numbers that we've ever had virtually. We couldn't get anybody, and now we're overstocked. We have waiting lists of people wanting to sign up and be with the military. They're proud of our country again. And I'll be supporting a record-setting $1 trillion investment in our national defense. We're going to go $1 trillion, the largest in the world, largest ever in our country, but no other country's invested that much. We have a $1 trillion budget for military this year, and we have tremendous plans, including increasing the scope of Selfridge. And I recently signed an order to begin construction of the Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland from missile attack. We're going to call it the Golden Dome. We had the Iron Dome, but somehow, Gretchen, Golden Dome sounds better to me. I don't know. Maybe
Either
it's
way,
not.
we need it.
What do you like better? Golden Dome or Iron Dome? What do you like better? Golden. Let's have a vote. Golden Dome. Oh no, I think we're in trouble. Oh.
Golden Dome sounds good. I like it.
How about the Iron Dome? Good. Keep it. That's good. Because we made all the changes already. It'll be a little bit. Even the renderings look very golden, but beautiful. No, it's going to be incredible. The latest and the greatest. A lot of it's going to be made in Michigan. A lot of it is going to be made the Golden Dome. You know, other countries have it. In particular, Israel has it, and we have a much more advanced, and theirs is very good. We helped do it. We did it. But we have an advanced version now that really is incredible what it does. We had a case study of 169. Out of 169, every one of them just shut down. And I think we're entitled to it, don't you? I think we're entitled to it as a country. America's military will soon be stronger and more powerful than ever before, and Selfridge Air National Guard Base will remain at the center of the action. And I just want to say we're building some of the greatest submarines and various other ships, but submarines in particular, we have a monopoly on great submarines. We're building the greatest in the world, most powerful machine ever built. And we're doing some things that are just incredible. In one way, you hate to do it, but in another way, you really have no choice. And we're fighting very hard on the China front and the Russia front with Ukraine and what's happening in the Middle East, and a lot of good things. You're going to be hearing a lot of good things. It's a shame. When I left office not so long ago, we had no wars. We defeated ISIS in 3 weeks. It was supposed to take 5 years, they told me. Sir, it's going to take about 5 years. We did it in 3 weeks. Raising Cain, he's now your top, you know, he's your top person. He's the head of the Joint Chiefs. And I did that because he was the one. He said, sir, we can do it in 3 weeks. I said, 3 weeks? They told me 5 years. No, sir, you can do it in 3 weeks, sir. And I said, let's see if you can do it. And he did it. We had a little time left over, actually. And ISIS was gone, totally defeated. And he's the man we wanted. That's the man I said, if I do this again, I'm going to put that guy in charge. I'm very proud to have him head up the whole military operation.
My battery's almost dead.
And some other great people. So I just want to say that Michigan, it's been my great honor to be here. I've had tremendous success in Michigan. Not all Republicans have, but I have. And not just this time either. We did tremendous well in 2020, and we did incredibly well in 2016. In 2016, they said it couldn't be won.